Hi, everyone. This is Greg Mitchell with UltimateSportsTalk.com. So glad to have you watching this video today. We had an amazing first day of WrestleMania weekend. Yesterday, Thursday, March 31st, was tremendous. We had a total of 6 different shows throughout the day between WrestleCon and GCW's The Collective. And I'm going to do a very quick rundown. We're going to try to keep this within 20 minutes at the most. And I'm just going to go over some of the highlights. We won't go match for match. If you want to see all the different results, I will put links below in the description. So you can click on any of those if you want to see the detailed match by match results for each of the shows. So we'll start with Glory Pro. Glory Pro was fantastic. It was, in my opinion, the best show of the day from start to finish. There was a lot of really good action. It started out with Myron Reed coming out. And Myron Reed, if you're unfamiliar with him, definitely check him out on social media. Watch MLW, Major League Wrestling. He is a current champion, middleweight champion there. You can also find him on the Indies. He's got a YouTube channel. I was blown away when I saw that he was the very first wrestler on the very first day to come on first. He had a really great match, ended up pulling out the victory. You know, I am thrilled to see Myron Reed, and he does a really, really great thing. So keep your eyes out for Myron Reed. He's a really good one. Some of the other really impressive things throughout the day on Glory Pro or throughout the card, Jake Something against Max the Impaler was really, really good. I did not expect it to be good. I thought it was kind of going to be a little bit more of a joke type match, but it was not. Max the Impaler was really, really good. They did a fantastic job of going back and forth and really hitting each other hard. It was the first bloodshed for the day, and it really set the tone for what happened the rest of the event. So I loved it, man. It was really, really strong match. And I was also very pleasantly surprised with Allie Katch and Laney Luck. I posted this on Twitter. I mentioned this in my video yesterday. That was probably the best Laney Luck match I've ever seen. And, you know, please feel free to leave in the comments or hit me up on Twitter or social medias if you disagree with that. But I thought it was fantastic. Submission only match, no rope breaks, no disqualification. It hit everything, man. They threw everything at each other, and even the finish was fantastic. So I loved it. I thought it was a great day, great match. Really awesome to see No Remorse Corps get back together, the team of Davey Richards and Rocky Romero. There was a couple of spots where Davey Richards did like a 1-on-2. He put both members of Grindhouse in a pin attempt. He put both members of Grindhouse later on, just moments later, in a double submission. I posted on Twitter, like, I don't know what this guy can't do. He is phenomenal. Definitely one of the best in professional wrestling today. So it was great to see them team up again. Really, really fun. Probably my match of the show was Josh Alexander and Warhorse. You know, Mike Outlaw and Brian Keith was really, really good, but Josh Alexander and Warhorse was phenomenal. Alexander did everything you expect Alexander to do. He's definitely earned the title walking weapon. But Warhorse really, I mean, I'm a huge fan of Warhorse. You've heard it on here before. You've heard it on my Twitch stream, on social media. I am a huge Warhorse fan, but I think he took it to an entirely different level yesterday in that match. I was very, very surprised to see how much those two went back and forth and what Warhorse really brought to the table. So it was great. I expect some really, if that's what if that type of match is what Warhorse is capable of, I expect some really big things from him the rest of the year. He surprised me, and I think he surprised a lot of the fans in the crowd too. So awesome event. Glory Pro Wrestling, definitely check them out. Shout out to Team Ambition. They were very well represented on this show, and the commentary also did them justice too. Love what they're doing. If you were interested in trying to get into professional wrestling and you're in the St. Louis area, or you're interested in moving to an area where there's a professional wrestling school, definitely check out St. Louis. Team Ambition is really awesome. Moving on to the second event, Josh Barnett's Bloodsport 8, another really solid show. This was my first Bloodsport show. I was unfamiliar with the rules and kind of the style that they did, but they take all the ropes off. There's no ropes, and so there's really just submissions or a referee stoppage. And the matches were great, man. I from start to finish, Masha Slamovich and Janai Kai had a really great match. Ninja Mac surprised everybody by unmasking before the match, and he did phenomenal against Yoya. You just keep going down the list, and there was just banger after banger after banger. They did so well. Even John Hennigan, I think, surprised everybody because he's so well known for the WWE style. His high flying, fast paced, almost lucha inspired type of work. When you don't have ropes and you don't have turnbuckles, you take away a significant part of his offense. You don't really know what to expect, but John Hennigan, John Morrison, also known as Johnny Bloodsport on the show, did a great job. I couldn't have put him against anyone else. Simon Gotch did a really wonderful job. It was extremely believable. The story was good. They just went after it against each other. It was good. I'll see if there were a lot of really good matches here, guys. Honestly, you'd have to really go back to do this justice. Josh Barnett against Jonah, another really awesome match. John Moxley, Biff Busick, super good. But then the main event, Chris Dickinson, Minoru Suzuki. Oh man, dude, if this is your kind of thing, or you wanted a taste of something different, this was a really good show. I highly recommend watching this show. All right, so the first show of WrestleCon, so that was part of Bloodsport 8 was part of GCW's The Collective, so was Glory Pro Wrestling. The first show of WrestleCon was AAA Invades WrestleCon. It was a very typical AAA show. It was a lot of Lucha Libre, which is exactly what AAA is. A lot of people that you probably haven't heard of before, or you're somewhat familiar with, but maybe not have seen. A lot of fast-paced action, a lot of high flying, some comedy sprinkled in. Really good stuff. If that's what you're interested in and that's your style, this definitely was a good show. Match of the night for me was Laredo Kid, Flamita, and Bandito. They had a great match in that three-way for the AAA World Cruiserweight title. I think they could do what the way that they told the story is very open-ended. They could do whatever they wanted to do with Laredo Kid and Bandito later on. Flamita took the pin, and Bandito was shoved out right at the last minute. So they have story that they could continue to tell here. If this was a one-off, that's fine too. It was a great match. Really like seeing Bestia 666 and Mecha Wolf on the show defending their NWA tag team titles. Really loved seeing Psycho Clown, but I always do. Taurus was fantastic as well. So these guys did a really great job. The ending, I won't spoil the ending, you could definitely read about the ending, but if you want a very large surprise, definitely watch that replay, because the end is of the entire show was very surprising. And then shout out to La Impresa, Puma King, and Sam Adonis. Uh, also did a fantastic job. I love Gringo Loco, of course. You all did great work, great work. So thanks everyone for a phenomenal show. That was really fun to watch. Jack Cartwheel also did some amazing things. Drago Kid. I mean, the list goes on. There were so many really impressive spots throughout the entire show. The matches were good. Yeah, so this, if you like Lucha Libre, definitely check out that show. It was great. And definitely watch the surprise ending. Okay, the next show was from GCW's The Collective, Joey Janela's Spring Break 6 Part 1. So this was Part 1. They will be doing a Part 2 at midnight tonight on Friday, April 1st. Kicks off at 11:59 Central Time. So this was really surprising, and I was really blown away by the very first match being, in my opinion, the match of the night. The Briscoes against Nick Gage, and the GCW had announced right before that his tag team partner Matt Tremont was not going to be able to attend due to unforeseen circumstances. So Nick Gage went out by himself. He was ready to take on both teams by himself. Second Gear Crew, Mance Warner and Matthew Justice also in the match. I love both of their works, mainly as independent solo wrestlers, but as a team, they did a really good job. I knew that there was going to be some difficulty with this match because the Briscoes were fighting on this show, and then literally an hour later, the Mark Hitchcock Memorial Show for WrestleCon was starting, and they were scheduled to face Low Key and Homicide on that show. So I knew it was going to be really hard for them to coordinate between doing both shows. So what they ended up doing was Briscoes led off this show. Then they ended up fighting, I think it was the last match, if I remember right. Let me bring it up. Yeah, the very last match, the main event of the second show. So there was enough time in between for them to get to between the two venues and to have a little bit of a rest and everything. But I thought about it, with this being Nick Gage, I expected it to be very, very bloody and take a lot out of the tag teams. The way that they positioned the style of the match, it was that way, but the Second Gear Crew, Matthew Justice and Mance Warner, ended up taking the brunt of all the damage. They became, both of them, bloody messes. Mance Warner more so than anyone. I hope he is okay, because there was some spots there that were really scary. But the Briscoes were spending most of the time on the outside, kind of away from the action. They were beat up, tossed out, and then that was kind of the end. They would come in periodically, go at it, and then get tossed out again. So it was nice that they didn't completely blow up in the very first match, because they've got a very long weekend planned. But really, really solid match. I enjoyed it. Great start to a nice show. Blake Christian and AR Fox also really, really good. I was very unfamiliar with who AR Fox was. I think I had actually seen him once before, but I definitely knew who Blake Christian was. These two put on a great match. This was really, really good. If you're unfamiliar with who either of them are, definitely go back and watch clips of this. You could probably find them on social media. Purchase the event. You could definitely watch it on there as part of the Fight TV replay as well. Amazing. I loved it. I thought it was a great match from start to finish. They did a wonderful job telling the story. Everybody had a moment to shine. It was very strong. Mickey James and Allie Katch was hilarious. A lot of action, but the story that they told was also very funny. Yeah, it was interesting. The scramble match that they put in was also really good. Nick Wayne, Jordan Oliver, Jimmy Lloyd, Gringo Loco, Alec Price, Jack Cartwheel, and Ninja Mac. I mean, all of these guys are studs by themselves, and you shove them all into a 7-man scramble, and what you get is a lot of really impressive wrestling spots. It was fun. Nick Wayne ended up pulling out the victory, but everybody had a chance to shine and shine big in this match. So it was good. Joey Janela and X-Pac, John Moxley and AJ Gray, and then the death match, ultra-violent title match at the very end between John Wayne Murdoch and Alex Colon. So great matches, really good event. It was very entertaining, fun to watch. I highly recommend checking this show out. Mark Hitchcock Memorial began with, in my opinion, the match of the day for all shows. This was the best match that I saw at the entire day. Bandito defeating Speedball Mike Bailey. I had this before the show even started. I predicted this to be the match of the night, and it definitely proved me right. Speedball Mike Bailey's having the best year in 2022 of all, I'm going to say everyone in professional wrestling. I mean, he is a stud beyond belief. Will Ospreay definitely is up there. But wow, man, these two went at it, and they did some things that I still am blown away by. I want to. I'm glad that I purchased the bundle because I can watch this again on replay. I want to watch this match again. They did so many awesome things. It was great. And this match happened right at the same time on the other channel during Joey Janela, where the Nick Wayne 7-man scramble match was happening. So they had two great matches all happening at the same time. You know, Dallas was really booming last night, man. They had some really cool special appearances during this show. Bret Hart came out and spoke to the crowd. Jushin Thunder Liger also came out and gave a bow to the crowd. They had a spot at the end of the co-main event where Summer came out and did a little dance with Dango. So that was fun. The Briscoes and the Rottweilers, Homicide and Low Key, a really good match, but probably overshadowed by Low Key almost attacking a fan. I mean, this went on for minutes and even scattered throughout the match. I don't know what this fan said to him, but it must have been something really bad because he was ready to fight. I mean, the referee had to pull him back. They at one point pulled the fan away, trying to escort him away from the area. Low Key jumped the guardrail and sat in the fan's chair, just waiting for him to come back. I mean, it was very crazy, but also very entertaining. The match itself was good, but again, I think it was overshadowed by all the other stuff with Low Key and this fan. Just very, very interesting. So this was good. I enjoyed the show. A lot of fun spots, a lot of fun action. Yeah, I can't really. Probably the surprising match of the night was honestly the Dirty Dishes match. Taya Valkyrie against John Morrison. Loser has to do dishes for life. Oh my goodness. What? Like, what? I didn't expect it to be a serious match. I really didn't. But it got serious. They brought out the dishes. All the dishes ended up being destroyed. I think 2 or 3 were left standing. They were basically wrestling in a giant pile of shattered ceramic, chunks of plates and cups and mugs and stuff, all in both of their bodies. It was nuts, man. Really, really crazy stuff, and I was blown away by it. Really did not expect that. That was the surprise, probably of the day. So in the same sense where I got match of the day, but with Bandito and Speedball Mike Bailey, I also got surprise of the day with the Dirty Dishes match. I'm still speechless. I don't know what to say about it, but this was a really good show. It was also the longest show of the day. I think it ended up going right around 3 hours and 15 minutes, a little bit longer than the other shows that were averaging right around 2.5 hours, 2 hours 45 minutes sometimes. But great action. It was fun, kept me entertained. I enjoyed it. GCW's Planet Death ended the evening, kicked off at 11:59, right before midnight, so it's technically still part of day one with GCW's The Collective. I want to say a special shout out to Slade. I had no idea who Slade was before that day. And that man ended up wrestling 3 different times. He came in, he fought first in Bloodsport 8. He then showed up during the Joey Janela Part 1, the very first match when Matt Tremont couldn't be there. So Nick Gage didn't have a partner. So Slade ended up coming out about 5 minutes into the match and ended up being Nick Gage's partner. So he showed up as kind of a surprise. And then he also wrestled during GCW's Planet Death. That guy went from start to finish of the entire day and fought 3 different times and had 3 very impressive matches. I couldn't believe it. I said last night on Twitter, that man is a warrior. Wow. He was amazing throughout the entire day. I give him all the credit in the world, and that was awesome. Match of the day. I'll do this, and then we'll turn this video off. Match of the day for me, or match of the night, match of the show, whatever we want to call it. Cole Radrick versus Akira. I've seen Cole Radrick matches before, never him in death matches. This was insane, man. I saw a whole nother level of Cole Radrick that I really didn't think was possible. And these two threw everything at each other. Both were bloody messes at the end of it. Some spots were actually pretty scary, but wow, man, this match was good. And I don't even like death matches, but Cole Radrick, he is something else. And I said this last night. What I'm scared of and what I'm worried about is Cole Radrick had that match last night, right around 12:30, I think, in the morning. And then he turns around, and here in about an hour this morning, he will be fighting Kevin Blackwood on GCW's The Collective LA Fights versus JCW. I hope he's okay, because he's got cuts all over the place. I guarantee it. He will probably end up bleeding some more in that match, because there's no way those cuts have healed by now. Wow, man, this dude, that's my match to watch for. I don't know anything else except that I want to see what happens in that match. So I hope you've enjoyed this recap of day one. A lot of really awesome wrestling. Definitely recommend you go and you purchase these events from WrestleCon and GCW's The Collective. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. So this is Greg Mitchell with Ultimate Sports Talk. We will continue to do recaps and post results throughout the day as more events happen here on day 2. We'll be covering everything on Ultimate Sports Talk. I'm also covering some events for PW Ponderings. So definitely check us out over there as well. Hit us up on social media. Let me know what you think. Hope everything is going well and you're enjoying all this wrestling as much as I am. So with that said, Greg Mitchell, Ultimate Sports Talk, signing off. Everybody have a great day.